Hi everyone, Intuitive and Quantum Healing. Let's go dive deep in today. Let's go talk about the self-worth and self-esteem. What is the difference between self-worth and self-esteem? So self-worth and the self-esteem, they are working together. If you got the self-worth because ... if you got the self-esteem, that's why. Okay, let me just give you the information experience from the work, not my work, my client's work. When they experienced the work, because they were working in the corporate, so they were dependent about and from definitely, thank you for coming and joining me. I can just only came spontaneously, and I've got only 10 minutes to be with you. Okay, so let me just only give you that brief information, self-worth and the self-esteem. So having that, you need to allow yourself to be. So coming back, let me just coming back to that energy. So coming back to that corporate work and corporate experience, if you, that soul who is experiencing that stuff, you don't have to be aware what kind of the energy is going through you, what kind of the emotion you are having in. Because the self-worth, like I said, is connected, is blending with the self-esteem. Like, self-worth, I'm worthy of receiving all abundance from this life. I'm worthy, that's my birthright, to have energy and expansion and growing and everything what is good for me in this lifetime. I'm worthy to receive it. But the self-esteem is much more going and coming, let's go say, coming from inside you. So that the self-esteem, how you're going to perceive yourself, how you're going to see yourself, that is a self-esteem. So ask this question for yourself. How am I going to see myself from in and out? Okay, so that guy from that corporal, and he was really challenging himself to stay in that world, because he felt that not worthy enough to be recognized, not worthy enough to be seen, not worthy enough to be heard, and not worthy enough to receive some bonuses in that company. Of course, he was working in the good, beautiful way. He was really on the top, but never the boss of the company didn't recognize in him that self-worth, that value, and that energy he just only brought every day to the company. So he been triggered by that. He been never recognized, because when everyone received that bonuses, he didn't receive that bonuses. So that triggering, that the self-worth of not receiving something in his life, that triggered him so much. Why? Now let's go back to the childhood, because maybe his mother didn't recognize him, because his father didn't recognize him, because he wasn't seen and heard and loved, and he'd been reprimanded all the time, he'd been told off all the time, or he'd been saying, okay, it's not for you, or is that stuff is for others, we need to follow these rules, or we need to follow that stuff, etc., etc. So that's how is the self-worth being created in his own life. And now when he just only arrived to his adulthood, he just only found himself not worthy enough to receive, not good enough to receive. Because always, I don't know, maybe I'm talking to you about your life, childhood. In his childhood, he didn't been able to show himself fully, because he was always running, pushing, forcing, pleasing. This case, that was a father pleasing, because the father didn't recognize him, because the father was all the time somewhere. He was studying and he was doing lots of traveling abroad and etc., etc. So now you see that energy, that's your self-worth. Not being seen, not being heard, not being loved. As about the loving, I'm going to tell you another time. But this is the case around it. But the self-esteem, it's coming from that self-worth. because he was in sin and hurt. His self-esteem was not validated. So that's why the self-esteem was easily, how can I say, easily touchable, let's say it that way, by others. That means he didn't set any good boundaries around himself. So always he had the different boundaries. Different boundaries, that means that he was pleasing others. So no boundaries at all. But definitely he needs to set the good boundaries for himself. So as long he went inside himself and said, okay, enough is enough. I'm worthy enough, I'm good enough, I'm just only able to receive everything what this needs to be on my plate, and definitely my self-esteem. I'm not going to be triggered by someone else because I'm healing myself. I healed myself from that wounds, from that unfulfilled child's needs. When you go to the psychologist way, as me, then you're going to see that the five physical needs the child needs to receive when they're growing up and evolving. So be safe, be secure, seen, heard, loved. And that 5 needs, you need to check up today with yourself and leave me comments below later on. What kind of the energy you didn't receive it? Where is a part of the body you're feeling that energy? You can come back and you can replay this video if you would like to. So definitely, self-worth and self-esteem is something you need to look at. I'm really inviting you today. I'm checking my time because I need to collect my daughter from the school. So you need to allow yourself to go and dive deep inside yourself, because the other way is in and out. So ask yourself, am I worthy enough? Am I ready to receive all abundance from this world? And around the self-esteem, the question, how easily I triggered? And then you've got all answer. If you would like to more answer about your own struggle, I'm really inviting you, check out my calendar and book the free consultation with me. Awaken consultation. I'm still waiting for you. I'm on the other side, and yes, let's stay tuned for tomorrow. And that's me today. Speak to you soon. Bye for now.